Hello, sorry I'm a couple minutes behind. Any particular requests on areas of focus for today's class? Hey there, Chad. Can you guys hear me okay? Alright, does anyone have any particular areas of focus that they want to, well, focus on for today? Anything that's feeling tight, tired, sore? Okay, well, it's a couple minutes after 12 rather, 12, huh. We're gonna go ahead and get started. So let's just start in child's pose. Come to the back of the mat. Spread your knees out wide. Glue your big toes to touch. Sink your hips to your heels. And bring your forehead down to the mat. I always recommend having 2 blocks if you can. If you don't have actual blocks, you can use... Hey there, Jacob. If you don't have actual blocks, you can use boxes, you can use a stack of books, you can use Tupperware, whatever you have accessible. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt, you can use a full-size towel, you can use a piece of rope, whatever you have accessible. So again, knees wide, tops your feet and shins down to the ground. Big toes to touch. Sink your hips to your heels, walk your hands forward, bring your forehead down to the mat. Start to settle into your space and breathe into the nose and out the mouth. As you inhale, feel your belly expand down towards the earth. And as you exhale, feel your belly come back up towards your spine. Continue to breathe here, nice and slow, nice and deep. Feel free to leave this child pose passive by just relaxing here, letting everything melt down towards the ground. Feel free to also make this active. Press your hands into the earth to send your hips further towards your heels. Either A, if your hips don't really have anywhere else to go, or B, you want a tricep stretch. Bring your palms together, and then bend your elbows, bring your thumbs between your shoulder blades. Slow, deep breaths in, and out. Inhale, and exhale. One more inhale, and exhale. Bring your hands back down to the ground if you took the tricep stretch. Inhale, rise up, tabletop. Take your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Spread your fingers wide, bring the tops of your feet down to the earth. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down, turn your gaze up to the sky, arch your tail up. And then exhale, cat pose, tuck your tail underneath you, bring your chin to your chest, extend your back and towards the sky. Inhale, cow, belly down, gaze up, shoulder blades together and down the back. And then exhale, cat. Send your back up towards the sky. Spread your shoulder blades away from each other. 3 more rounds to cat cow on your own, your breath, your pace. Come back to neutral. Shift your weight into your left hand and turn your right hand up to the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right arm underneath your left, right shoulder down, right ear down. Feel free to leave this passive and just relax here. Feel free to also make this active by pressing your left hand into the earth to increase the twist of your spine. Or you can take a half bind. You can take your left arm, wrap it around your low back, reach for your right inner thigh. If you can hook your fingers in the inner thigh, gently pull with the arm to increase the twist. 2 more breaths here. Bring your left hand back down to the ground. Inhale your right arm back up to the sky. And then exhale it down. Shift sides. Shift your weight to your right hand. Inhale your left hand up. And then exhale, thread the needle. Bring your left arm underneath your right. Left shoulder down, left ear down. Try to find this balance in the body by taking the same expression you did on the other side. So either leave it passive, press your right hand into the earth, or take the half bind, wrap your right arm around your low back for your left inner thigh. And pull. Slow, deep breath in. And out. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Bring your hand back to the ground. If you took the half bind, inhale your left arm up to the sky. And then exhale it down. 1 second. Hey there, Damon. Alright, so we're going to do some wrist stretches here. A lot of us are working at a computer, so we're going to do some stretches for the forearms and wrists, trying to help loosen everything up a little bit. So you're going to rotate your left hand to the left, right hand to the right. So your fingers are now pointing to the sides of your mat, / sides of the room. Rotate the eye of your elbow, this part of your elbow, towards one another. And gently start to rock side to side. Rocking left and right, start to warm up the wrists and the forearms, the anterior part of the forearms. And feel free to stay here. Feel free also to come back to center and rotate your fingers back towards your knees. Now, if you can only bring your hands back about 45 degrees, that's okay. We're going to pick one side. So let's say we'll start with the left. Draw your left elbow towards your left fingertips. Come to center, and then switch right elbow to right fingertips. And slowly go back and forth between center to left and center to right. Now, if you can get your fingertips pointing back all the way to your knees, just rock back. Come back to center. Exhale back. Inhale center. Slowly shifting back and forth. Wake up the front of your forearms. And come back to center. Everyone rotate the fingers back forward. Walk your hands back towards your knees so almost all your weight is in the lower body. So, we're going to take your hands, bring the backs of your hands down to the ground. To make fists with both hands, elbows nice and bent, and then bring your fists together on the ground. So the backs of your hands are still on the earth. The ring side of your knuckles are together while you're holding fists in your hands. So with your elbows nice and bent, inhale. Exhale, start to extend the elbows. Feel a stretch in the back of your forearms and wrists. Inhale, lower. And exhale, straighten. Inhale down. And exhale up. 1 more round. Inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. Alright. Come back to a neutral tabletop. And walk your hands forward, 1 hand print. Tuck your toes underneath you. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Send your chest toward your thighs. We're going to bend your left knee, straighten the right leg. Feel a stretch in your right calf, Achilles tendon area, maybe your hamstring. And then switch. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. We're going to slowly switch back and forth between these two sides. And then send both heels down towards the earth. Really spread your fingers wide. Let your heels melt down towards the ground. Descend your shoulders away from your ears. Press your chest toward your thighs, and then your thighs towards the back wall. Now if you find you have a curve to your spine, bend your knees a bit to remove some stretch from your hamstring to find a flatter back, and then send your chest toward your thighs and you're deeper. Try to remember how this feels. This is your down dog. We'll be here several times throughout the class. If you ever need to take a break, come back to child's pose, that first pose at the beginning of class. For now, inhale with your gaze between either your feet or your knees. Then exhale, walk your hands back to your feet for a ragdoll. Spread your feet to shoulder width distance. Have enough of a bend in your knees so your low belly can rest on your thighs. You can either just leave your head and arms just dangling here. You can also grab opposite elbows, let your arms and head dangle still, but sway your torso left and right. It's not about twisting. It's about swaying. It's about letting your head and arms tick and talk like the pendulum of a grandfather clock. Feel an opening in your low back. You also have the option for a chest expansion to interlace your hands behind your low back, or even grab your strap, excuse me, or towel. Bring your strap or towel behind the back, walk your hands as close together as is comfortable. Keep your micro bend in the elbows and send your arms up overhead for a stretch in the front of your shoulder. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale and exhale. Release your strap, release your hands. If you use the strap, so you can strap aside. Slowly roll up, let your head remain heavy until you reach the top. Take a couple shoulder rolls one direction, and then the other. Draw your hands together, heart center, and close your eyes. Take these next few moments to cultivate whatever, or to set an intention. This could be something for yourself, something for someone you know and love, your community, a philosophy, whatever you wish to set for your intention today. This could be just being present in this moment, cultivating calm, finding joy, feeling gratitude, whatever you wish to dedicate today's practice to be. Bring that to the forefront of your mind and try to keep it there throughout the rest of practice. To help seal your intention, exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose, fill it up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Let your arms down to your sides. Walk your feet together, big toes to touch, tiny silver rib space in between your heels, at the back of your mat. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms either to the sides enough or forward enough, either way. Palms stack over your shoulders, relax the shoulders down. You want to tuck the tailbone slightly, pull your navel in and down towards your spine. Draw your shoulder blades together and down the back with your gaze directly forward. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head, the top of your head high. Grab your left wrist, exhale, side bend to the right. Draw your arm back by your ears and look up underneath it to look at the sky. Let your shoulders down, feel a stretch along your left side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise back up. Switch your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Again, draw your arm back. Shoulders down. Turn your gaze up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise back up. Release your grip. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge forward. Reach down towards the earth. Try to keep the legs fairly straight here. It doesn't matter if you are touching the ground or if you're all the way up here. That's totally fine. Find your expression of forward fold. This is a decent passive hamstring stretch, maybe calf stretch. Inhale, halfway press your palms into on your shins, just below the knees. Find a nice flat back parallel to the ground. Shoulder blades together and down the back. Again, just like down dog, if you find you have a curve to your spine, bend your knees a bit to remove some stretch from your hamstrings to find a flatter back. With your gaze down directly below your face, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands forward to a high plank. Top of a push-up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, draw your legs together like one long limb. Slide your hands back just a little bit so your fingertips are at nipple level, elbows point up towards the sky. Chin to the ground. Exhale all your air. Inhale, baby cobra. Use your low back, lift your chest up off the ground. Do not press with the hands, maybe even float your hands up off the ground. Press the tops of your feet into the ground to lift your knees up. Inhale, lift your chest up a little bit higher. Your gaze should be down about a foot in front of your mat. And then exhale, lower down. Slide your hands back underneath your shoulders, retuck your toes. You can either press up to tabletop or high plank, and then exhale, downward facing dog. So do note that the distance between your hands and feet in high plank is the exact same as the distance between your hands and feet in down dog. All it is the difference in the position of your hips. Take a deep breath in and out. Alright, that was our son A. Come on down to your knees for a second. So I know I've talked about this in class before, but I think we have a couple people who are new. So there are a couple different connective sequences to get back to down dog. We refer to this as a vinyasa. Now the whole style of yoga that I teach and practice is vinyasa yoga, but this is, at least some studios referred to as a vinyasa. So it's again, a small connective sequence of postures to get back to down dog. The one we just did, baby cobra, press up to high plank, and then back to down dog, that is one of them. There are a couple other options you can do. A more strengthening form is called chaturanga dandasana. It's a high to mid plank, which you can either do off your knees or on your knees. I'll demonstrate both. So from halfway lift, we'll step back to high plank, just like we just did. Shift forward onto your toes, and you want to make sure your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders before you shift forward. Because you're lowering halfway down, bring your ribs to your elbows. Your elbows are really tucked in towards your ribs. Your shoulders and hips are at the same height from the ground. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Shoulders over your wrists. Your legs are engaged, your knees lift up. Your gaze is forward. Press the ground away. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that's off the knees, and that's the full variation. On the knees is a slightly modified variation, but allows you to build some upper body strength. From halfway lift, come back to high plank. Shift forward, and then drop the knees down. Your toes can either stay down or up, that's up to you. Again, bring your ribs to your elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift the knees up off the ground. And then exhale, downward facing dog. So you have those two, baby cobra, and if you ever want and need a break, you can skip it. Just hold high plank for an inhale, and exhale, another inhale, and then shift back to down dog. So, moving on, we're going to flow through that whole sequence of sun salutation A 2 more times. We'll do one breath, one movement. From down dog, take a deep breath in, and out. Inhale, look forward, just your eyes and head. Exhale, step your feet together at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep your arms up to the sky. Grab your left wrist, exhale, side bend to the right. Turn your gaze up at the sky. Inhale, back to center, switch your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center, release your grip. Exhale, forward fold. Reach down towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. And then exhale, your choice of a vinyasa. Chaturanga, the knees, baby cobra, whatever you want to do. I'm going to be doing chaturanga, so plant the palms, step back, lower halfway down, bring your ribs to your elbows. Remember, you can't do that on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine the heart forward. And then exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain, sweep your arms up to the sky. Grab your left wrist, exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center, release your grip, switch your grip rather. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center, release your grip. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Palms to shins, just below the knees, flat back, gaze down. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms, step back. Lower halfway down, ribs to elbows. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. So that was our sun A. Now we're going to move on to sun salutation B. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Shift your weight into your heels. Inhale, chair pose. Woo. Lift your biceps up by your ears. Bend your knees, sink your hips back and down. So you could be up here. This is still chair pose. Just as much as this is chair pose. Find your depth. One of the main concerns is to make sure you can see your toes. If you can't see your toes, draw your knees further back. Maybe bring your hips a little further up. Squeeze your thighs together with your weight in your heels. Tuck the tailbone slightly, pull your navel towards your spine. Draw your shoulders together and down your back with your biceps up by your ears. Inhale, sink back a little bit deeper. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. And then exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms, step back. Lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog, shine your heart forward, knees up off the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lead your left heel low. Float your right leg up towards the sky. Inhale, down dog kick. Drop your right hip down so your hips are still square to the ground. Flex your right toes toward your face while you drive your heel towards the wall behind you with a straight leg. Engage your right glute, lift your heel up higher towards the sky. And then exhale, low lunge, check your foot between your hands. Inhale, so this is low lunge. Your front knee is over your front ankle, your back heel is above the back ball mount. For now, we're going to come up into warrior two. So you're going to spiral the back heel down, stack the shoulders over the hips, reach your arms toward the front and back space. So your front knee stays stacked over your front ankle. Your back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Roll the weight into the outer edge of the back foot. Try to keep your hips square to the left side of your mat, same with your shoulders, and reach for the front and back space. Gaze over your front fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, extend side angle. We're going to bring your front forearm to your front thigh, reach your back arm up to the sky. So you can either stay here with your gaze up past your fingertips, look at the sky. You can also reach your bottom arm on the inside of your front leg to the ground. Maybe press your arm into your thigh to increase the twist of your heart up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders down your back. Try to leave your front leg where it is. Inhale, reverse warrior. Float your front arm up and back. Your back hand can either slide down the outside of your back leg or wrap your forearm around your low back for your half bind. With your left fingertips forward, or behind your low back. Inhale, tilt back a little bit deeper, feel stretch in your right side. And then exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back. Option to keep the right foot lifted as you lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Both feet down, shine your heart forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale your left leg up and back. Melt the right heel low. Flex your left toes toward your face. Parallel your hips with the ground. Straighten your left leg. Engage your left glute, lift your left heel up a little higher. Exhale, low lunge, shift your foot between your hands. Knee over ankle. Try to leave your front leg where it is as much as you can. Inhale, warrior two. Spiral open to the right side of the room. Parallel your back foot with the back of your mat. So we're going to tuck the tailbone, pull the navel in and down. Shoulder blades together and down the back. Gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale, exhale side angle. Bring forearm to thigh on the front, in the front area. Reach your back arm up. Turn your gaze up. So feel free to stay here. Feel free to also reach your arm in your left arm inside your front thigh. Press your arm into the thigh to increase the twist of your heart up towards the sky. Something I forgot to mention on the other side. It is more important to reach for the sky than to reach for the ground. Keep the core engaged and spine long. Inhale, reverse warrior. Leave your front leg where it is. Float your front arm up and back. Slide your back arm down the outside of your back leg. Maybe wrap your forearm around your low back for a half bind. Gaze up to the sky. Feel a stretch in your left side. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down. Again, option to keep the left foot lifted as you lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. So that whole sequence, chair and the two sides, that is our sun salutation B. We're going to flow through 2 more times. We're moving one breath, one movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, parallel your spine to the ground. Palms to shins, just below the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Bend your knees, sink your back and down, float your biceps up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, once more. Reset your spine. And then exhale, chaturanga, plank palms, step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg up and back. Down, down kick. And then exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Try to leave your front leg where it is. Inhale, warrior 2. Spiral open to the left side of the room. Exhale, extend side angle, either forearm to thigh or reach for the inside of the thigh towards the ground. Inhale, reverse warrior. Flip your butt up and back, option for the half bind. And then exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg up. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2, blossom open to the right side of the room. Exhale, extend side angle, either forearm to thigh or reach inside the leg. Inhale, reverse warrior. Keep your shoulders and hips square to the side of your mat to guarantee a side stretch rather than back bend. And then exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back and flow. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat, feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, sink hips back and down, biceps up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior 2, spiral open to the left side of the room. Exhale, extend side angle, tilt forward and down, keep your gaze up high. Inhale, reverse, float your butt up and back. And exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extend side angle, tilt forward and down. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, chaturanga. Cartwheel down, step back and flow. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend your knees, have a seat. Feel free to get a sip of water, towel off. Just take slow, deep breaths. Start to make your way back to downward facing dog. Beaten down dog in 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale your right leg up and back. Exhale, low lunge. Gently set the back knee down. We're going to place your hands on your front thigh and press your shoulders up over your hips. So you want to pull your right hip back, left hip forward, square your hips to the front of your mat. Tuck the tailbone, engage the left glute. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips forward and down. The more of a back bend you take, the stronger the stretch in the left hip flexor will be. Inhale. And exhale. Alright, so inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward and down. Keep the tailbone tucked and the left glute engaged. 2 more rounds on your own. Inhale up. Exhale down. So this is where those blocks can come into play. So grab your blocks, or books, or boxes, or Tupperware, or whatever you're using. Place them on the highest setting you can on either side of your thigh, on the ground. So we're going to make sure our hips are square to the front of the mat still, and extend your right leg forward. Flex your toes towards your face. So you can have fingertips on the blocks, you can have palms on the block, whatever is accessible. Lengthen the spine, inhale, and then exhale, just hinge forward. Bring your belly closer to your thighs, half split. So you can adjust your hands on the block, you can adjust the position of the blocks, or the height. Maybe even set your blocks aside, you can reach down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge a little bit deeper. Now, you might be all the way up here still, and that's okay. What we're going for is a stretch in the lateral side of the hamstring. Very quick anatomical discussion. So going down the center of the body, like down the nose, down the belly button, that's your midline. So anything closer to the midline is medial. Anything further away from the midline is lateral. So in the hamstrings, we have the ones closer to the midline, the medial hamstrings, and the ones further away, you have the lateral hamstring. So anytime your hips are perpendicular to your thigh, we're stretching the lateral hamstring. If your hips are more open, you're stretching the medial hamstring. So for now, we're stretching the lateral hamstring. Again, it doesn't matter if you're only folded forward a couple inches, or if your chest is on your thigh. You're still stretching the lateral hamstring area, or at least lengthening it. So do what your body needs you to do. Only go to the point of stretch, not to the point of pain. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. One more inhale, and exhale. Start to come back up. Rebend your front thigh. Hips forward and down, reach the arms up to the sky. Kneeling, crescent lunge. Now, you can stay here in kneeling with the back knee down, which, if this is ever too much on the back knee, you can take the outside edge of your mat and fold it up in long ways to provide a second layer of mat underneath your knee. You can also take a towel, a folded up hand towel, and place it underneath your knee for more padding. Do what you need to do for your body. You can also just press your shin into the ground to release some pressure from the knee as you sink your hips forward and down. Arms up. So you can either keep the back knee down or tuck the back toes and lift the back knee up for a high crescent lunge. And if you're feeling wobbly, you can walk your front foot out to the right a step or two to widen your stance. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lean forward. And then exhale, revolve crescent lunge. Twist towards your front leg. Hook your elbow on the outside of your front thigh. So we're going for a straight line, going from the elbow through wrist to opposite elbow. Press your top hand into the bottom hand and your elbow into your thigh. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Try to bring your heart closer to your thumbs. Turn your gaze over your right shoulder, look up to the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more, lengthen, inhale. And exhale, twist. Inhale, look down. And exhale, runner's lunge. Place your hands inside your front leg. Walk your front foot out to the right edge of your mat and forwards, your ankles in front of your knee. Sink your hips forward and down until you feel a good stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. I personally tend to walk my back leg back a little bit to bring my hips further down. You can stay on your palms. You can also come down to your forearms, be it forearms to the ground or forearms to a block. You can grab your block and kind of experiment with what height you need it to be, either the low, the medium, or the high. And especially if you need the high, you have two blocks, potentially. You can have those right up against each other to bring your forearms down. Whatever position you're taking, let your head hang heavy. Again, either on palms or forearms. Let your head hang heavy. Option to nod your head yes. To shake your head no. To open and close your mouth, release your jaw. More breaths. Start to come back up to your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Step back, high plank. Shift your weight to your left hand, tilt your heels to the left. Inhale, side plank. Now, you can drop the left knee down and kickstand your foot behind you if you need. Or you can have one foot stacked in front of the other with your legs straight. Or even stack your feet. Shoulder stacked, hips stacked. Maybe your feet stacked. Your gaze kind of be down towards your hand, towards the side wall, or up towards the sky. Inhale, wrinkle your hips up a little bit higher. And then exhale, right palm down, high plank, optional chaturanga, or just shift back to down dog. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, the lunge. Gently set the back knee down. Again, and I apologize for not mentioning this at the beginning of the other side. You can fold the outside edge of your mat in for a second layer under your knee. You can also place your folded up towel underneath your knee. Or you can just press your shin into the ground to release some pressure from the knee. But shoulders over hips, hands on your front thigh. Left hip back, right hip forward. Tuck the tailbone, engage the right glute this time. Inhale. Exhale, send your hips forward and down. The more of a back bend you take, the stronger the stretch in your right hip flexor will be. Inhale, right back, up and back. Exhale, forward and down. 3 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink. 1 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, rise back up. Grab your blocks. Place your blocks on either side of your thigh. Square your hips to the front of the room and extend your left leg forward. Flex your left toes towards your face. So once again, going to half split, it doesn't matter if you're only folding a couple inches or bring your chest to your thigh. Find your half split, hinge forward. You can adjust the position of your hands in the blocks, the position of the blocks themselves, the height of the blocks, if you can, and bring your hands all the way to the ground. Set your blocks aside. Inhale, lengthen your heart towards your toes. As you exhale, hand a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Slowly come back up. Rebend to your front leg. Inhale, kneeling crescent, so send the hips forward and down, reach the arms up to the sky. Again, you can either leave the back knee down, or you can tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up off the ground. And if you're feeling wobbly, you can walk your front foot out to the left edge of the mat a little bit to widen your stance. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, tilt your torso forward. Straight line through elbow through wrist, opposite elbow. Exhale, revolve crescent. Twist towards your front leg. Hook your elbow on the outside of your front thigh. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, twist a little deeper, bring your heart closer to your thumbs. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist. Inhale, look down. And exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of the front leg. Maybe scooch the back leg back a little bit to bring my hips further down. Walk your left foot out to the left edge of your mat and forward to ankles and foot of your knee. Feel free to stay on your palms or to come down to your forearms. Either forearms to block or forearms to ground. Let your head hang heavy. Option to nod your head yes. To shake your head no. To open and close your mouth, release your jaw. Take another deep breath in. And out. Start to come back up to your palms. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Step back, high plank. Optional chaturanga, or just shift up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, have a seat. Extend your legs out long in front of you. So we just did some stretching for the lateral hamstrings. Now we're going to do a little stretching for the medial hamstrings and the low back. So we're gonna do a wide-legged forward fold. So you can either, just at the top of your mat, spread your feet wide. Personally, I don't particularly care for doing this, especially if you're on hardwood, because that's not so comfy on the heels. I like to kind of sit at the center on one edge of your mat and spread my feet on the mat itself. That way I'm facing aside. So you have two options here when you fold forward. You can either rest your hands just in front of you, or forearms so you can come down, or you can slide your hands down your legs, grab what's accessible, your calves, ankles, feet. Use your biceps and put yourself a little bit deeper. But first, we can reach up, inhale, and then exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Again, you can either just hinge forward, place your hands or forearms down. You can also slide your hands down your legs with your knees and toes pointing directly up towards the sky, and grab what's accessible. Use your biceps to pull yourself a little bit deeper. As you inhale, lengthen your heart forward. As you exhale, hinge a little bit deeper. One more, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Last inhale. And exhale. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Alright, so now we're going to do a forward folding stretch, but also stretching the low back. So we're going to, let me rotate here so you can see better. Alright, so fairly wide stance. We're going to turn our shoulders to your left foot. Take your right hand, place it on the outside of your left leg. Rest your left hand just about a foot to the left of your left leg. Again, square your shoulders towards your front leg, towards your leg you're facing. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, hinge forward. Crawl your right hand down your left leg and grab successful. Use your bicep to pull yourself a little bit deeper. You should feel this in the right low back, the right QL area, the quadratus lumborum. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly come back up. And switch sides. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Rest your right hand on the outside, just about a foot to your right of your right leg. Square your shoulders towards your foot. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, hinge forward. Keep your sits bone on the ground of the left sits bone. Just gently use your left bicep to pull yourself forward. Feel a stretch in your left QL, the back, kind of the outer part of your left low back. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise back up. And then bring your legs back together at the top of your mat. Feel free to make any adjustments you might need. And then come down to your back. Bend your knees, bring your heels close to your glutes. Your feet should be hip width distance. You should be able to lightly graze your heels with your fingertips. I wouldn't recommend any closer than that. And then bring your arms to your sides on the ground. And find little robot arms. Your triceps and elbows remain on the ground. Bend your elbows, point your fingertips up towards the sky, palms towards one another. So again, little robot arms. Exhale all your air. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips up towards the sky. And on the exhale, press your elbows and triceps into the ground to set your chest closer to your chin. Inhale, hips a little higher. Exhale, press down a little bit more. Draw your chin away from your chest. Inhale, hips up. Exhale, press down. So lift the heels up. Inhale. And then relax the arms down. Slowly bring the torso down one vertebra at a time. Keep the heels lifted until your pelvis reaches the ground. Alright, from here, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Grab your left hamstring. With both hands, your right hand will reach between the legs. Flex your right toes towards your right knee. Relax the left leg as much as you can. And pull your left knee towards your chest with your biceps. If you can get your knee close enough, you can even interlace your hands on your left shin. Inhale. Exhale, pull a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale, pull. One more. Inhale. hold this for a few breaths. Only pull a little bit deeper if your hip allows. Remember, we're going to the point of stretch, not to the point of pain. The only things really active here should be your biceps. And maybe your right shin a little bit to bring your toes closer to your knee to protect the knee. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale, release both feet back down to the ground. Take a deep breath in. And out. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex your left toes towards your left knee. Grab your right hamstring with both hands. The left hand will have to reach between the legs. And pull your right knee towards your chest. Let your right leg relax as much as you can. And again, if you get your knee close enough, interlace your hands on your shin instead. Slow, deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can pull it a little bit deeper. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. This side might feel a little tighter or a little looser than the other. That's perfectly normal. Our bodies are asymmetrical. Inhale. And exhale. Last inhale. Exhale, bring both feet back down to the ground. Alright, so we're going to bring our arms out to a T on the ground. Scoot your hips to the right edge of your mat. Then, float your knees up over your hips, parallel your shins to the ground, and let your knees fall to the left. Stack your hips. Keep your shoulder blades down on the ground as much as you can. Turn your gaze to the right. This is a gentle supine twist. For a little bit more, you can keep the right leg bent, the top leg, extend the bottom leg towards the top of the mat. Maybe then take your left hand and place it about 2/3 of the way down the thigh from the hip towards the knee. Just not pressing, just placing it there to add a little extra weight to allow gravity to do most of the work. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Start to roll back, hips back, square to the ground, knees over hips. Bring your toes down and scoot your hips all the way to the left edge of your mat. And then float your knees up, parallel your shins to the ground once more. And then exhale, supine twist. Send both knees to the right, turn your gaze to the left. If you took the extended leg variation to the side, extend your bottom leg towards the top of the mat. Maybe rest your right hand 2/3 way down the thigh from the hip. Take another deep breath in. And out. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your knees back up over your hips. Bring your toes down, and then bring your hips back to center. Hug your knees in towards your chest. So you can either grab the backs of your thighs, up by the knees. You can also reach between the legs to grab the calves, ankles, or outsides of the feet to pull your knees out and down towards your shoulders, stack your feet up over your knees. But make sure your sacrum stays down on the ground. So if you, say if you grab the outsides of your feet and your sacrum is popping up, grab your ankles or your calves until your sacrum is down. But if it's still popping up here, just grab the backs of your thighs up by the knees. So this is Happy Baby. So you can stay here and just relax. You can also just gently rock side to side to massage the back a little bit. But to truly find Happy Baby, pull the corners of your mouth and draw them up towards your eyes and find a smile. This is the first yoga posture we ever do really in life. And we do it instinctually as infants. Just find some joy in the fact you've been doing yoga postures your whole life. Another thing you can do here with Happy Baby is at center you can choose a side, so we'll say the right side, and just start to extend that leg for a hamstring stretch. And just gently switch. Just like walking in place in down dog, except now you're kind of walking in place in the sky. out your sides. And then pull your knees into your chest. Curl up into the smallest ball you can. Wrap your forearms around your shins, forehead up towards your knees. Inhale, squeeze everything together nice and tight. And then exhale, Shavasana. Let your legs come down. Feet splay wide. Arms rest your sides. Palms can either face up to receive low energy or face down to ground. Getting micro adjustments out of the way to make yourself comfortable. And just close your eyes and relax. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, only to be here and now. Just slow, deep breaths in and out as you try to let your entire body relax. You've worked fairly hard these past hour. Take these next moments to just relax. A few more deep breaths here. Circulation movement back in the body. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists, draw your right ear to the mat, and then your left. Take a full body stretch with your fingers to the wall behind you, toes to the wall in front of you. Stretch everything out nice and long. And then float your knees up over your hips and roll onto your right side for fetal position. Use your bottom bicep like a pillow. Allow Shavasana to mark the end of this chapter of your day, while fetal pose begins the next chapter. Try to keep your eyes closed. Use your hands to press yourself up to a seat, nice and slow. Facing in front of the mat, front of the room rather. Draw your hands together in front of your heart. Exhale all of your air. Inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Draw your thumbs up to your forehead, connecting your heart to your mind. In honor of the practice and to each other, bow forward. Namaste. Alright friends, thank you for joining me for today's yoga flow. I hope you enjoyed today's class. As usual, today is a suggested donation of $10, so if that is something that you can give, please do. I will be posting my Venmo information below, and if you don't use Venmo, reach out to me directly and we can come up with another way. And if you don't have $10 to give, that's totally fine. I'm also doing one-on-one private yoga lessons. So if you are new to yoga and want to develop the basics, or if you are more practiced and want to advance your practice, reach out to me. We can do a one-on-one hour lesson for $30 and help increase your practice. I will be doing this again Wednesday and Friday this week, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the remainder of May so far. If you have any questions, any feedback, things that you liked, things that you didn't, please reach out to me. Either comment on this video or reach out to me directly. Yeah, anyway, drink lots of water, stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.